Hello again, fellow Stoneblade SolForge enthusiasts, to our special Tuesday Kickstarter stream. I streamed a little bit earlier today, mostly just to say how thankful we were that the Kickstarter had funded, and then to host Crit Camp. And that was fun. We watched their stream, and it was a really fun little mini celebration for us this morning. So I hope you all are having a good day. I'm here with Lucas. We're a little late to start streaming because the incredible technical feats that were required for us to have both of our faces on the stream. We were watching the guys stream earlier today, and we saw their awesome two faces, and we're like, man, we got to figure out this tech. And so we did
We have
it.
our fancy banner now, too.
We have a banner.
SolForge Fusion.
This is the fanciest stream we've ever done, and I don't even think it's close. So, hey, Crit Camp, how's it going?
Try our best.
All right. Still feeling pretty thankful, pretty excited. Today has been super amazing. It's always just a combination of a relief and just like a sigh of relief and excitement, right? It's this combo of people seem to be interested in this thing we've been working on so hard, and so today's been a fun one. How's it been for you, Lucas?
Oh, it's been pretty good. Just seeing everyone's excitement about SolForge Fusion and just getting notifications left and right of people following our Facebook page and joining our Discord and getting in the talks, and just seeing the number of backers go up and up on SolForge Fusion. It's just been a very exciting day here. Just a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've been pretty much doing all the work, so I'm glad to hear that it's been going at least okay from your perspective.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the being the social media manager for a company is giving me all the serotonin buffs of being like a popular middle school kid. I'm just getting likes and notifications every 10 seconds.
Look at all these friends
exciting.
you have. Yeah, that's amazing.
I know. Woo!
Oh boy, that's funny. Cool. So, I mean, the plan for today's stream is to answer questions, to chat with anybody who's here. I hope maybe there's at least one or two new people. We have our small but loyal band of stream viewers. It's a Tuesday. Who knows, right? Maybe we'll get some new people in here, or the old faces are great too. So hopefully we get some chat in here and some questions. Maybe I won't stink up the gameplay too much, though I'm even on the best of days, I'm not the best player around, and streaming and playing at the same time has not been my forte. But we'll keep at it. We'll give it a shot.
No one listened to him. He's just trying to lower your expectations, so when he does win, it's this big comeback story.
Yeah. I'm setting up the amazing story. I'm not even gonna randomize. I'm gonna take Loyan Utera, and I see that you've just countered with the two that I did not select, so we get to see all four factions. That's fun. Loyan Utera is my personal favorite. All the guys know that unless you really force me to, I'm just gonna keep jamming. I want to cast pump spells on guys with armor, and I just want to cross my fingers and hope there are no removal spells, and just ride one guy to victory. That's my style. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose between Steel Rosetta and Nova, two of our newer faces. We've finally gotten these kind of incorporated into the mod here. Steel Rosetta is the newest, most recently designed Forgeborn in the whole game, the whole story. She's a bit of a technical whiz. She has a lot of leveling up ability. She has a lot of gizmos that she brings into play. You can see she has even made in the art. She's a character who's made some technical enhancements of her own body. I think we're going to get some cool stories about Steel Rosetta in the coming weeks. That George, who is the person who created this character, is going to write and provide. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think I think I'm gonna go with Steel Rosetta here because A, I have Inspire, so they have the same level 2, and then I think Gizmos upgrading cards in hand. That sounds good to me. I'm gonna go with Steel Rosetta.
Okay.
What'd you go with, Lucas?
As you know, I took Necrium Tempest here so I could show off a little bit of everything here. Necrium is probably my favorite as
Okay.
well. I just zombies are cool, easy enough as that. And then I have our Elemental Wizard. It has Korok here in the picture,
Yeah,
but
placeholder.
placeholder here. But we're gonna be working on that here, getting a new picture and maybe even coming up with a name here for our new character.
Yes, the
Uh,
Elemental Wizard is being created as we speak. Actually, George has been working on a couple new characters. We wanted to bring back some of the old. We wanted to bring some fresh new characters into the mix as well. So for now, Elemental Wizard and Korok, they look a lot alike. And so, but yeah, the
Ooh, they're
Elemental Wizard has
twins.
some cool like spell sprites. Get a bunch of sprites in place. Some ice armor. So and then yeah, some spell theme there. So this, yeah, I think I'm already looking at my hopes of building one big giant monster being probably a bad idea because you're going to be playing a bunch of spells. But it's never stopped me before. Losing's never stopped me. All right, I think we're ready to go. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
let's go ahead here, hit setup, and be on our way.
Yes, is
And
that
it,
who? Is that? I'm trying to read some names on the fly. I'm also not good at. I'm not good at reading. I was going to say these random Twitch handles. You know, I'm always worried I'm going to say something awkward or mess it up. But I agreed with the person who said that they enjoyed the Crit Camp stream. I think that's been the highlight of my day so far. All right, we started. I have the Forge. So if you're new because of the Kickstarter, I will try to quickly and maybe hopefully not too boringly explain what's going on here. So we've been talking about our decks. We've been talking about which Forgeborn we chose. So Lucas and I both have two faction decks that we've combined to make our single deck. That's the magic of that's one of the many magical things of SolForge Fusion is this idea that the decks are contained entities. You don't break them up in this game. They're kind of like pre-constructed decks. No two decks are the same. So every single deck that you ever buy or own will be a one of a kind. You won't see that construction of cards together twice. And how we do that, I'll leave to Shadow to explain to people someday. But he tells me that it's possible. And so what you do is you choose two decks. They have to be of different factions or colors, you know, if you're going to be more kind of direct and to the point. Two different color decks. You combine them together. What that does is create your deck to play. You also have to choose between those two decks because every single half deck, every single faction deck has a Forgeborn card. Every time you play with this particular combination, you choose which of the two you want to play with. So that's why earlier I was choosing Steel Rosetta. So then the first thing that you do is every deck has every faction deck, every half portion deck has 10 level 1 cards in it. And the first thing you do to create your 20 card starting deck is you combine the 10 level 1 cards from each deck, shuffle them together. You saw the mod doing that for us. It creates this 20 card deck. And now we have our deck that's ready to play. You draw 5 cards a turn or round, and Lucas and I will take turns playing cards twice each before battle happens. And then battle is forced in these lanes here. And then as you play cards, they level up, and every so often you shuffle your deck together and you create this leveling up deck. You'll see it as we play on. There's a little bit of details. I don't want to bore you too much without getting into the game. But that's the basics. So I have this thing here. You notice the Lucas is on the grayed outside. This means on turn 1 of the game, I have the Forge. That's what this here is. This is the SolForge that we're all talking about, SolForge. And that means I get to take the first turn of this round here. And so I'm going to play one of my 5 cards. Cards don't have like a cost as you might be familiar with like in Magic or something like that. What happens is each turn I just get to pick 2 of my 5 cards to play. And so it's a bit of an opportunity cost. It's a bit of what do I want to invest in and play based on what I think is going to happen in this game. I have some cool cards actually. Oh, this is, oh boy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start out and play one of the mainstay Aloyan cards that you'll probably see get played a decent amount because it's very flexible. It ramps up strong. It's not too weak in the early game. It's Warmonger mod. So it says summon 2 gizmos. We have special minion cards that are set aside here. If you buy the starter kit in the Kickstarter, it comes with these minion cards that you need to play, and then also minions will show up as the 32nd card because every half deck you buy actually is a 32 card pack. It's your 30 cards to play with. It's your one Forgeborn, and then it's kind of a rotating cast of minion cards. Maybe some like other kind of informational cards and stuff like that. All right, so I'm going to play Warmonger mod. It summons 2 gizmos. I'm going to spread them out because Lucas is playing Tempest, and there are some things in Tempest that kind of blow up clusters of creatures. So I don't want to put my guys next to each other. I'm going to even go further apart. And so what gizmos do is later, if I play a creature on top of them, the gizmo will be replaced, but it will leave a buff on that creature, which I really like. Go ahead, Lucas.
Okay. Well, Tempest also has a lot of things that like pushing for damage. So normally here, since I don't have the Forge, my cards would be played to the back row, meaning they wouldn't attack. However, I have this veteran Ice Crusher here who has aggressive, so that means he pushes himself up to the front row. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
fancy
try and race
keyword.
Gary here a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big boy too. 6/7 level 1 is not joking around, and Lucas has played it in an empty lane here. So knowing that I kind of ideally would play, a creature on top of one of my gizmos, but if I want to block this veteran Ice Crusher here, I'm gonna have to make a choice. I was going to play this big guy here on one of my gizmos, and I was going to be pretty stoked about that. But this just presents a good opportunity here, because this Justicar has 4 health, 3 armor. That means the first 3 damage it takes each turn will be prevented. Not prevented in a certain sense, but it won't make my Justicar lose health. The first 3 damage applied will not make my Justicar lose health because it has 3 armor. That means that if nothing else major changes here, the Justicar with the 7 attack in the top left and the 4 health will battle this Ice Crusher, which has 6 attack and 7 health. My 7 attack will be enough to kill the Ice Crusher. My 4 health plus 3 armor, without anything else changing, will be enough to actually survive the battle. So I'll have a 7 attack, 1 health Justicar left over. That's my hope.
Ooh. Well, we are gonna have your guy is gonna get to survive this turn here, unfortunately for me. I will start by playing this Reckless Stormling, who is a 8/2. He has mobility, which means I can activate him to have him move lanes once per turn cycle. And he also has Breakthrough, and when I play him, he has to deal 3 damage to one of my own creatures. So since this Ice Crusher is going to die anyways, we'll deal some damage on him. And lastly, because I have a damaged creature, I get to play a personal favorite here of mine, the Undeady, who, if I have a wounded creature, which means this guy here just took damage, his health is lower than his printed health, I get to play the Undeady for free. So I'm going to go ahead and trade with one of these gizmos here.
That is an awesome combo. So the reckless modifier, right? So this Stormling is a forged card, which means that it actually starts with a base of Stormling, which is usually mobility 1, I think. And it gained, when this deck was created, it was made as a reckless Stormling. There are many different modifiers that the Stormling could have received. The reckless is a rare modifier. You can tell that it's rare because on the card here, the Reckless Stormling, you see the rarity icon in the middle right. The outer ring, which represents the modifier's rarity, is gold, which is the rare color. And then the Stormling itself is the center gem there. And so it's a common forged creature, but it received a rare modifier. And that modifier was to deal 3 damage to the Ice Crusher, which sounds like a drawback, But the Ice Crusher was going to die anyway, as Lucas explained, and it also comboed very nicely with the Undeady, who wanted Lucas to have a wounded creature, which is usually really difficult to do on turn 1. So it's a pretty sweet little combo.
Yeah.
All right, I'm talking a lot, just trying to explain, hopefully, if there's anybody new that I just don't want them to get lost behind. So now, I've played 2 turns, Lucas has played 2 turns. We've both played 2 cards. It turns out Lucas had a combo. He got to play a 3rd free card, which doesn't seem fair to me. But now we're done with this round. The very last thing that happens in the round is that everything battles. Now, when I say everything, I mean any lane that has a creature in the front, right? So the Stormling is not going to battle. The Gizmo it's going to actually do 2 damage to Lucas because it's not opposed. These creatures are going to collide. These creatures are going to collide. So the 2/2 Gizmo is going to collide with the 2/2 Undeady. These will trade. Undeady, since it's a real card, will actually go to Lucas's Banish Zone. The Gizmo will just go get set back in the Gizmo pile. And then, as I explained earlier, this combat's going to go well for me. My Justicar is only going to take 6, so 3 armor, 3 health, leaving it with 1. And Lucas has already taken 2 from the Gizmo. Now, if the Stormling had been over here, the Gizmo would have engaged in combat. The Stormling would have still battled back, right? Because even though the Stormling's not in the front to initiate combat, it would still fight back. It would still trade with this Gizmo. But Lucas did not want to trade his awesome 8/2 with a measly Gizmo. So we're going to hit end turn. And we're going to just rinse and repeat, except for this time Lucas is going to have the Forge. And the cards that I didn't play last round and that Lucas didn't play last round, they go to the discard pile. We get 5 fresh cards every single turn.
Oh, I'm starting to find a little bit of theme here with my deck already that is kind of cool here, considering I didn't put these together. So I guess I will go ahead and start here with the Thundersoar.
Ooh.
Who is a 0/10 with breakthrough, and then when he is dealt damage, he gains that much attack.
Oh,
so the more damage
that would work really well with your future versions of Reckless.
It will. That's why I want to get him leveled up here so I can get him bigger and stronger.
Okay, I've got some choices here. I have some choices. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and play let me go ahead and play this here creature on the Gizmo. It's in the back row, but the Gizmo gives it +2/+2. I'm going to return my Justicar to its original power and health, or attack and health, and I'm going to leave that Gizmo buff, the +2/+2, so it's now 5/6.
Okay.
It has the stealth keyword. That means stealth means that stealth creatures ignore the back row creatures that your opponents play. So if my assassin were in the front row and Lucas tried to block with a defender, or when he didn't have the forge, wouldn't work. The assassin would use its stealth to go right past.
Now you're foiling my plans here a little bit, Gary, by making this guy go back up to health. But we will go ahead. I think the Reckless Stormling is worth trading here. So I'm going to use mobility. So I'm going to activate him here and move him over 1 lane.
Okay.
And then I will play the Stampeding Mongosaur.
Ooh.
Who we're going to put here.
Shout out to our old QA, longtime buddy from old SolForge Mongo.
Oh, okay. We didn't know there was a history there.
Yeah, we just we enjoyed his company so much we named a dinosaur after him.
That seems like a good reward right there. I'd like to have a dinosaur named after me. That sounds like a life-crowning achievement.
One day maybe.
One day. Who knows? Who knows? So this dinosaur here is going to deal 5 damage to one of my creatures and 5 damage to an enemy creature. So I'm going to go ahead and deal 5 damage to my Thundersaur and 5 damage to your stabilizing assassin. And
Okay.
then because my Thundersaur took damage, he receives that much as a buff.
Okay, I see Shadow. You asked, hey, show us why the Justicar got reset. It's because of the stabilizing modifier on this stabilizing assassin. What I did was on this deploy, I returned a creature to its original attack and health. So the Justicar, I could just remove this. Maybe it's less confusing. It just go away. No more damage on this guy. I healed him back up to his original health. Okay. Well, that's. I think this worked out okay for me still in the end. I'm very tempted to play. Um, I'm very tempted to play the force field that's in my hand, but I don't think that it's right. Let me just take a look-see and see what force field levels up into. You know, I really see force field as it's a good underdrop, as the old SolForge folks would have called it. I can wait on it. I can find value with this level 1 card later in the game. Lucas, if you it's the armor card that buffs warriors. I was hoping to find a really good spot for this, considering I have a couple
Ooh.
warriors in play. I could use it and save the Justicar or the assassin. I don't know. I don't think that's what I want to do here.
I don't think so.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Okay. You do you. That seems pretty. If that's not your choice for this turn, then I'm scared to see what is, honestly.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Toxic Spores,
Oh,
which is a
okay. That
real
is a
nice
pretty
one.
good card.
I'm gonna choose this Stormling to get -3 down to 5, and I'm gonna give my Justicar +3 health.
Okay. Is that back for you?
Thank you.
No problem.
So what's gonna happen now in combat is in battle. Sorry, I should say. Is I'm gonna take 5 from your Thunderstar.
Yep.
These fellows are gonna trade.
Yes, they are. And then I am taking a 7 here from the Armored Justicar. Okay.
Yeah. Seems like a pretty good one. I think that was better than playing Force Field. So now we're going to go to our
It
third
might have
turn.
been.
And so now you'll notice we started with 20 cards. We draw 5 cards a turn. This is the third turn. So 5 times 3, if my math's right, I've drawn now 15 cards through my deck. What's going to happen after this turn is I'm not going to draw these last 5 cards, because after every 3 turns we build our deck back to a full 20 cards. What that means is the cards that I didn't play plus the level 2 versions of the cards that I did play are all going to be in my discard pile. I'm going to shuffle that all together again. I'm going to have 20 cards, and I'm going to increase my Forgeborn's rank up to 2. That means I can start drawing level 2 cards. That means I can use my Forgeborn power. We'll talk about that later. And so this is now we're kind of reaching that basic, like, this is the cycle of the game. This is the cool, in my opinion, like my favorite part of the game, which is drawing those leveled up cards, seeing what cards can level up into, is really when you start to dig into the game, where kind of like a lot of the spice of the game is, in my opinion. So I'm excited to show you all that, but we still have this third turn to play. I have the Forge again. Ooh, one of my favorite cards. Oh boy, that's a cool card too. Man, that's a jerk move to play that card. Let's go ahead and do it anyway. I'm gonna be a jerk. Let's play Pulse Mage, and then I'm gonna activate Pulse Mage.
Oh, okay. So both our guys here get sacrificed.
Yep, and you're up.
Oh man, that's gonna be a real bummer here for you. I'm
No.
going to play Scourge Hydra,
Oh
and one of my creatures was
no.
destroyed this turn. I get to destroy one of your level 1 creatures. So goodbye to your buffed up Justicar.
Terrible.
Bye.
That's one of your favorite cards, isn't it?
It is. I like hydras. Hydras are pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, it's a cool looking little critter. And then yeah, it also punishes people for being jerks. So it's like, oh, you killed my creature. Well, too bad. Now I get to kill
Back
yours.
at you.
It's only fair.
Exactly.
This really wrecks my plan for the turn because I wanted to play my Tangle Sprout and pump my armored guy even more, and now I'm feeling very sad. Um, I'm gonna play my Tangle Sprout anyway. I'm just gonna block.
Okay.
It feels like a little bit of a weak play right now, but I really like the later levels of the Tangle Sprout, so that's what I'm going with. Let's see. Is there some kind of discussion going on in here?
Yeah. So we were just talking here about competitive play, hiding the deck names. I think I started to see why Wiggly Chan here was thinking that we'd want card sleeves to cover the deck names on the cards here. Because if you were able to research beforehand, like what decks were coming in, uh,
I
you
see.
would be
Yeah.
able to know what cards were in there. So I got it now. I thought you were kind of thinking that like the deck name has something to do with what's inside the deck, and all the deck names are just going to be fun generated like titles. So that's interesting here. I guess it would depend on this where the tournament scene is going to go and how
Yeah. I,
competitive
I
people are going to be,
I think there
or
are
if we're going to have this.
interesting conversations to be had there. I think a lot of it depends on the technical execution of certain things, of which I can't really speak to at this point. But I hear the point for sure. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely something that I'm sure we'll be discussing in the future.
I see. I must have a typing face that gave it away that I was clickety clacketing. Uh, anyways, so I got one more play here for the turn, and I get to play another card here that is also
No.
this turn's going all this turn is going all Lucas here. So I'm gonna play Abyssal
Oh,
Spirit, who if he's played into a lane with an opposing creature, I have to sacrifice him unfortunately,
so
but
don't
that's
do
fine.
that.
I won't do that. However, he has an ability of when I shuffle my deck, which is about to happen here, each enemy player sacrifices a creature. So we're gonna go to combat here. Nobody's in the front lane, so no one's attacking. We will end the turn here to go to the next turn. And this is where all the cards that we've leveled up get shuffled into our deck and redealt back to us. And it's also when I shuffle my deck and destroy your poor Tangle Sprout.
Oh man, oh man, Lucas, come on, man, come on. You know,
I know. Sorry, just ooh, that was just that was too much fun for me to resist.
come on, come
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go. And Abyssal Spirit, since it just leveled up here, we're gonna play its older brother, Abyssal Spirit number 2.
on. Oof. Okay. Oh, my hand is not great. My hand is not great. I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. Okay. Well,
Oh man. Okay. I am gonna go ahead here and play Stampeding Mongosaur here. Again, getting all my level 2s out right now. I'm gonna deal 9 damage to the Scourge Hydra and deal 9 damage to the Tangle Sprout. So.
oh my goodness, I'm getting destroyed. Okay. Oh boy. This one took a quick turn here.
Yeah, we got a lot of value here off that the Abyssal. It's rare to see Abyssal trigger because you have to draw it on your third cycle there to make it effective. Oh, okay.
Um, I'm gonna put this here. I'm going to replace this with a wisp,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna activate. I'm just gonna save some health here with the pulse mage,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take 11.
Take 11, and my Abyssal Spirit survives with 4 health left.
Yeah, this is a blowout. Hey, thanks. Yeah, the successful Kickstarter is it's been a big bright spot of the day, obviously. Thank you for sharing in our excitement here. I appreciate it a lot. I am getting a bit manhandled here in this game, however.
Yeah, that's the fun part of just taking 2 random decks and going is just seeing what crazy combos you can come up with, and sometimes there'll be a little bit of a imbalance here.
Oh, it's okay.
That'll be okay. We'll still have a fun game, or at least I will. That counts, right?
Yeah, oh sure.
Pulse Mage, okay.
All these pulse mages. Yeah, if you notice, oh, this card looks like the same 2 cards, right? Well, it is. In deck, when the algorithm puts the deck together, one of the things it can occasionally do is cross faction a card. So this Utera deck, this Nova Utera deck, has a cross faction Palladium Pulse Mage. You can see that the Aloyan icon is actually watermarked in the text box there to kind of give you an indicator that that's what's happened here.
Shadow wanted to clarify how you were able to turn my spirit into a wisp. We have Steel Rosetta's ability at level 2 is that this has your Forgeborn, your Bench Forgeborn's level 2 ability, and Bench Forgeborn is the other one you didn't pick.
Yep.
And Nova was hiding off to the side here, but Nova's level 1 here or level 2 here is to replace a level 1 creature with a wisp.
Yep. So I did such.
Did such indeed.
All right. What are you up to, Lucas?
Another
back-breaking maneuver, I imagine.
I had a fun turn lined up, and then I realized your Palladium Pulse Mage messes around with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to go ahead and continue regardless. We're gonna play this Reckless Stormling, and it is going to deal 5 damage here.
Okay.
Actually, I have no idea why I'm not killing this Wisp. I'm killing the Wisp. Goodbye, Wisp.
Okay.
You've been helpful. I'll keep a 9/9 on the board. That could have been a little bit more silly.
Well.
Oh wait, I know why I had the Wisp there.
Yeah.
Oh well. You know what? We make mistakes. That's
I was
the
gonna
great
say
part here.
I think the Wisp was your fodder there.
Yeah, I think that was the fodder for the Palladium Pulse Mage who yeah, that was a misplay, but you know what? We're gonna keep going forward. We'll take it.
It's okay. You're letting me back in. I don't even think that's what's happening here, to be honest, because I'm not even sure that I want to activate my Pulse Mage. I think the best play is to play Toxic Spores, getting your spirit out of the way, and pumping the health of my Pulse Mage by 6.
Okay.
Because
That Pulse Mage is a lot of health.
Yeah, I just need to not take 1,000,000 damage here. So.
Okay. Well, we are going to play this here Thundersoar. And just prepare for later.
Okay. So combat happens. My Pulse Mage takes 5, or sorry, takes 9. Is left at 5. And then your Mongosaur takes 3.
Down to 6. Okay.
All right. Maybe I can find a way to get back into this one. We'll see.
Let's see here. I am gonna go ahead. This is very interesting.
Ooh, one of my favorite flavor text sequences is in my hand. Actually, I'm gonna.
Oh, nice.
Just gonna highlight it because I think it's awesome.
Tactician. Yes, it's a funny one. So all the flavor text in SolForge here is written in haikus.
Yes.
So we got Tactician here, and you can go ahead and read your favorite one there, Gary.
Just says, detach the crystal. Now attach the same crystal. Magic tech support. And that's a beautiful haiku right there. If you ask me.
I think it's pretty funny. We got some cool dramatic ones here, and then we have goofy stuff like that. Let's see here. I am going to play. I'm going to use my Forgeborn here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to summon 2 spell sprites,
Okay.
and I am going to go ahead and play Spirit Leash. I'm going to give your Palladium Pulse Mage -4/-4. Unfortunately, I don't have a Spirit to give +2/+2 to. But my spell sprites have the ability of whenever I play a spell, give this +2/+2, or just +2 attack.
It's 2 attack, yeah.
Not +2 health. That'd be a little too much. And there we go.
I'm going to reset the Pulse Mage's stats here. Not that that really does anything for me.
Okay. Get her back up a little bit. Man, my hand is just filled with all of these old cards here, or all these level 1 cards. I think, unfortunately, I'm just gonna go ahead here and replace my Thundersoar
Okay.
with this Veteran Ice Crusher.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I was supposed to activate. Well, never mind. That's silly. You just replaced it, so it's gone anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
What am I thinking? I'm not. Okay. I have a bunch of override powers, and I don't have any creatures on the board. I have this fella.
Okay.
I'm going to give my Pulse Mage 3 armor. Maybe I want to do it like this, and then move my Pulse Mage here.
Okay.
And then now do I want to activate and let's go ahead and not activate here.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to take 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep, from the 2 open lanes here.
Trade
Looks like
here.
Stormling is trading. Oh, this guy has Breakthrough. So for each extra damage over your health total here, I deal some extra damage. So I deal 4 damage, because your health was
Okay,
8 and
4
he
more.
has 12. Yep.
Okay. My fella has 3 armor here, so it brings yours down to 4 health.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm and then these 2 bounce off of each other. My Hindermine takes 4 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's my next ability here? Yours, okay.
Even with the armor, didn't Palladium Pulse Mage here take some damage?
It definitely took some damage. It took 6.
6. Down to 2. We have people keeping you honest here in the chat as well.
Oh yeah. Hey, come on. You know, I need some help.
He's got to find an edge here somewhere.
All right. I have a bunch more weird, not so exciting plays. Let's go ahead and take this pulse mage back up to. Well, I could also just Yeah. All right. We're doing that.
What are we doing?
I'm playing the stabilizing assassin.
And put in the palladium. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I will play. I think we're just. I'm just trying to race you down here, so I'm gonna play a zealous Moeba, and he drains you for 2. So that'll deal 2 damage and heal me for 2.
Okay. I think. I'm gonna hold off on my power here. I'm gonna just play
Another one.
the Hindermind here. I'm just gonna give 10 armor to the Sparkblade Assassin.
Okay.
It's not a mage, so I can't move it, but it's all good.
Let's see here. I'm gonna play the veteran Ice Crusher over top of my Moeba.
Ow!
And then
I'm gonna take 11.
You're gonna take 11 this turn. I am going to use the Elemental Wizard. I'm gonna give this guy 10 armor and give myself 10 armor.
Okay. Oof.
Okay, and then my spell sprite over here is gonna die.
Yeah, mine takes 3. Down. This is up here. It's at 5 now. I already moved my Pulse Mage over, so your Ice Crusher should be at 1. These two just kind of bounce off of each other because they both have 1,000,000 armor. I took my 11 down to 5, and my Hindermind should go down to 9.
Okay. Gonna be honest, not looking good for you, Gary.
Yeah, you just have some burn spell here.
I don't have a burn spell right now, but that would seal the deal here.
That would do it, yeah.
I am gonna turn on the heat here. I'm gonna play Burnout.
Oof. Okay.
Which is gonna summon a spell sprite, and it gives all my creatures +3 attack.
All right. So this one's gonna get +5 because this spell sprite was in play when you cast that. Yeah, you just have 1,000,000. Okay. Okay, I see you. See what you're up to.
Big board wins games.
All right, how am I gonna get out of this? This is it's a tight spot. I could do that. I could do a couple different things. I'm kind of tempted to just like gain some life here, even though it doesn't feel like a very optimal play. So I can do this. I can take care of your big boy, and I can buff this guy up a bunch. That seems good. And then, what's up?
Oh, I was just going to answer a question from Orion.
Yeah, go for it.
He said, we discussed in the Discord the sprite generated by Burnout doesn't self-buff from the spell. It benefits from the text on the spell, but it doesn't. The card text on spell sprite of when you play a spell give this +2 attack.
Yes, because the spell sprite's generated by the spell, And to trigger off of when a spell is played, you have to be in play when the declaration of the spell happens, as well as the resolution. But the spell happens in sequence. So summon a spell sprite, then it's in play, give your creatures +3. It's one of Burnout in particular is one of the more like technically oddball cards, I would say, in the game. So much so that maybe it's it's possible we should rework it a little bit or something.
You should change it, maybe. Yeah.
It is like a self-contained like rules quiz. So it's all right.
It does a good job of explaining the concept, or at least realizing that we need to talk about the concept.
All right, so I have Toxic Spore. You're 14/8, and I have buffed my Stabilizing Assassin up to 24 health. Feels like a good one.
That seems pretty good.
Toxic Spore's coming through.
Huh. Let's see here. You still got your Forgeborn here, so at least you're gonna get a chump blocker in.
Yep, I do have at the very least a chump blocker.
Okay. I am going to play Abyssal Spirit here.
Oh no.
And just a big boy, 19/9 at the moment.
This gosh forsaken card here, the Abyssal Spirit, is just a thorn in my side.
I didn't realize it in the art now, but the branches and things in the wind look like he's like in a graveyard and he's just picking up bones into his little windy body.
He's so big. He's so unfathomably big. All right, so I have a summon a gizmo with my enhanced power. That's a blocker. That's good. I can level up a random card in my hand, and then I can also just kind of play this dude here. Because really my Pulse Mage, I have my level 3 Pulse Mage in my hand. I don't think it's really doing anything. It's not going to survive combat against either of these creatures, and it doesn't even do that much more damage than my Beast Keeper. So my Rooted Keeper. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I think I've just chumping and then playing using my Enhance, which is going to also just chump block over here. I do get to level up a card in my hand. I won't play it this turn, but I will level up Druid's Chant. Maybe gain a little life later.
Okay.
So, okay, but I survive, and that's what matters, right? And it's not like you're immediately going to kill me with your Gathering Storm power next turn, right?
Well, you got one more turn till that, but yes.
Oh, great. That's a relief. Okay. All right, so combat.
Okay. My spell sprite here is dying, and your guy's down to 1. I kill your guy here and take 4 down to 5. My measly dinosaur is no match for your assassin. These guys trade, and your guy takes 4, and my guy takes 2.
Right.
Okay.
This seems like pretty doomed, but we'll play it out. We'll play it out for the crowd,
There you go. Combat happens all simultaneously for the effect of triggers, but it's easier just to, as you're kind of just going along here, being like, okay, damage is dealt here, remove the card.
Yeah, in terms of like
next lane.
Being human beings that process the outcome, I can't do it all at once, so I like to think about it one lane at a time. But by rule and in terms of like trigger events and stuff like that, it happens all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when simultaneous triggers happen, so if there's like 2 vengeance triggers when creatures die, the way it works is the controller of the triggers would order them however they'd like. If both players have simultaneous triggers, then the player with the forge gets to choose their order and resolve first, and then the person without the forge would go second. Well, this is feeling pretty doomed, right?
Yeah.
But this fella has 19 is just 19 attack. Is that all?
Just 19. That's all. That's
Okay.
all.
All right. Well, 19 it is. Um, sure. I'll play Warmonger mod, which puts a Gizmo into play. And then, sure, why not? I'll just play. I'll play a Tactician, which is override +2/+2. Override is if you override a card when you play the card. So I'm overriding this Gizmo. Gizmo says give creatures replacing this +2/+2. So +2/+2 from the Gizmo, +2/+2 from the Dismantling Tactician. Creates an 8/8, which is a nice little level 1 card all on its own. Oh.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play the crowd favorite here, Stampeding Mongosaur.
Okay.
I'm going to do 12 damage to my little sprite here and deal 12 damage to your Stabilizing Assassin.
How dare you, first of all.
They weren't stable enough.
Okay. Well, I'll play this Tangle Sprout. And I'm giving something +4/+4. This is doomed to die. I suppose I could just do an extra 4 damage to your Mongosaur.
Okay.
So I'll pump my Hinder Mind over here. It's up to a 6/5.
And I am going to go ahead here and close this one out for us here.
Hey!
Because a creature died this turn, I get to kill a 1 or 2 level enemy creature. I'm going to blow up this Dismantling Tactician so I can charge through and deal lethal damage.
That'll
during
do it.
combat.
That will do it. And as it
Woo!
turns out, not even close. Quite the blowout, actually. I think back to the turn where I had my awesome health buffed 3 armor Justicar, and I played a Pulse Mage to just trade with your 5/5 Thundersaur. And man, if I would have chosen a different path, because you ended up getting me with your Scourge Hydra, and I didn't have a target with my Tangle Sprout. So in another reality, maybe where I'm a better player, I could have just avoided the Pulse Mage play, played my Tangle Sprout, and kept pumping my awesome giant armor Justicar. But this is not the world we live in.
Now this is the one where we just play better. That's all.
Our timeline
Woo!
is the one where Gary loses again.
Yeah. Oh. So now the story was it was sad at the beginning and now it's still sad.
GG though. GG.
There'll be plenty of comeback stories for you, I'm sure, here in our coming streams.
Yeah.
Including the one tomorrow.
Yeah, we have our normal Wednesday stream tomorrow. Who knows what we'll put together for it? It's probably just going to be me yammering on and playing a game again, but maybe we'll find some other things to do. We did the 2 versus 2 stream last week, and that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe maybe there's some people in the Discord and stuff that are looking for games. Maybe we'll. I'm always open to challenging people on stream if anybody wants to throw their hat in the ring or their name in the hat, I guess is actually the expression there. But yeah, we'll find stuff to do. Join the Discord, back the Kickstarter if you haven't already. If you have, tell your friends. The more we have some cool stretch goals planned that we will reveal as we unlock the current stretch goal, which is unique sequential numbers that will be printed on every deck list card. So if we reach that stretch goal, that means that every single Kickstarter exclusive deck that we print will not only have the Kickstarter exclusive rarity icon, which we'll be showing you all soon, but it will have a number in it, and those numbers will be from 1 to X, and there will only be 10001, only 10002, so on and so forth. And so and then we will not send them out in sequence, but we will print them in sequence and then we will send them out randomly, and so people will be able to know what number deck your SolForge deck was printed as, which I think is pretty neat. There's a little bit of algorithm work, a little bit of kind of back end stuff that we have to do that, but we believe it's very possible, or at least Shadow's promised me that it's very possible, and it's something that will add to, increase the coolness, the uniqueness of the Kickstarter exclusive content, if we hit that 100,000 mark, which it really does seem like is going to happen. So, we're almost there, and it's day one. So a lot of exciting stuff. Haiku contests, creating art with you all. I'm giving some sneak peeks, but we've got a lot of really cool things planned for the Kickstarter. I'm working on getting some old friends onto the stream. I'm working on getting some of the game's artists onto the stream to take questions and talk. I'm trying to do a lot of cool stuff that maybe interests people who have backed SolForge or are considering to back SolForge. So we're going to keep coming at you with stuff like this, game streams, interaction. Keep the questions coming, keep the excitement coming, and we're just we're right there with you. We're super excited. Lucas, aside from crushing me in our game, how'd you feel about the stream?
I felt pretty good. Shadow has announced his plans that he wants to do a commentated SolForge game, and he's angling to become a professional SolForge commentator. So we might be out of Shadow here if he goes professional on the commentating scene.
I personally doubt it, but you never know. Life is crazy that way.
Exactly.
But Shadow, you'd have to come up with a way to describe the plays that are going on with a word other than interesting.
Yeah,
which is, I believe, would be his go-to.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm happy to have him on to commentate. We'll cap him at 5 interestings. What do you think?
We'll have the chat will have a rally tallying vote here, or not vote, just a tally. I don't know why I thought tally had to have a thing with it. They'll start a tally of how many times he uses interesting. I think it'll be exciting. We'll get the air horn ready so that we can do a little air horn each time.
Pew, 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 pew. All right. Well, I feel like this is a great stream, celebration. The game's funded. We're going to make it. If you're excited about it, it's happening. And hopefully there's lots of other cool things to come. Thanks, everybody, for being here, for chatting. It's been awesome seeing you in the chat. Thank you, Shadow, for being behind the scenes, engaging and answering questions while I try to stumble my way through some turns here. Fun stuff. It's been an awesome day. It's one of those good days. Awesome. I think we'll just go ahead and call it a day. If you want to keep chatting with us, Discord's the place to be. I know we've linked it. I know we say it all the time. But yeah, keep your eyes out in the Discord. Keep your eyes out for updates on the Kickstarter that will be coming. And keep your eyes out for more streams, because we're going to be streaming a lot more often while the Kickstarter's running. So, with that, I think we'll say goodbye.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Thanks
everybody.
for watching.
Yeah, see you soon.